All right, welcome to the Voncast show. First, I want to thank CJ, owner of Collective Lifestyle, for letting us record in his store. Go check out his new items and all his item stuff here. All right, man, so Voncast show. How's it going, man?
Good, how are you, man?
Good, man. So we start off with intros here. Can you tell us your name and what you do?
Name's Ed, full name Edwin Serrano. I actually work at a software company for taxes.
Nice.
So on the company side, the business side of it. So that's my full-time job. Gonna do YouTube.
Cool, man. So where are you from and where'd you go to school?
From as in like born or just like where am I from?
Whichever you want.
Well, born in the Philippines, came here when I was 1, so practically from LA. Echo Park area. That's where I was raised. And I went to Cal State Fullerton.
Okay.
And got a job out here, moved out here, been here ever since.
Nice. I was also born in the Philippines.
Nice.
I was born in Baguio, lived in Mabalacat, lived there for 7 years and moved out here. What did you take in Fullerton?
Computer science.
Computer science?
Yeah, it wasn't my favorite subject, but I'm actually back in that same industry. So.
Cool, man. So you're a vlogger. Can you recall some of the first vlogs you've watched?
It's hard because I'm on like YouTube a lot, and when I first started watching YouTube, it was about the music.
Right.
It was all about like the people who did covers, like Passion, Jerry Manugdon, like all them, Tori Kelly, all them. I was like watching like nonstop.
Right.
And then from there it went on. I think if I'm gonna put it on who I first saw, it would probably be Casey Neistat. Like he's one of the big ones, but I didn't really think anything of it much because it was like really like raw.
Right.
But that's cool.
Yeah, Casey Neistat. I was referred to him by other vloggers. I mean, I don't know if he's like the Godfather, but he's a really good vlogger. I mean, he even had tutorials on how to vlog and what kind of cameras. When I was in my vlogging phase, I checked out his channel a lot. So, yeah, what are some of the vloggers that inspired you to pick up the camera and start doing it yourself?
I'd say Peter McKinnon was one of the bigger ones. He's more cinematic and he's like a perfectionist in what he does. So if you watch his videos, you actually feel like you're watching a movie.
Right.
And he did do like some documentaries and stuff. So like watching his videos and coming from watching Casey Neistat, he's the one that made me want to like really get into like editing and picking up the camera. So at first I was editing because I was like kind of messing around during the Vine era.
Right.
And I was trying to make some funny videos and I was editing and that started becoming really fun. And when I started looking up tutorials, I saw Peter McKinnon's tutorial on like how to like edit this and doing what and transitions, and I was like, this is cool. And I already had a camera which I got from a friend. I traded a pair of Jordans because I used to have Jordans.
Really?
So I wanted a camera. I wanted to move up from my phone. I ended up trading some Air Jordan 3s, Dornbeckers. I don't know if you've seen those. They're like they're red and they're like some artists like rare ones that they had. I got it from a raffle at Santa Monica, Nike.
Wow.
And I traded those to him and like
For a camera. What was the first camera? What was that camera?
Canon T4i.
Damn, that's pretty cool, man. Using Jordan as currency to trade stuff,
Yeah.
bartering. What's the story behind your vlog name?
It's kind of a self-explanatory one because it's AddToCartE and then just my name Ed.
Right.
And it started because when I started doing or wanted to do vlogs, or not vlogs, but it started as a product review page.
Right.
So since I got that job now, I was able to buy more things, and financially I'm able to like purchase things online versus going and that's new to me because I usually like going to stores like this and look at the clothes and putting try them on and stuff, and I still do that, but online now it's like so easy, especially with Amazon Prime and everything. So I've been purchasing more things online, and those big guys like Unbox Therapy, MKBHD, they review expensive things like the iPhone 10s, like those big ass computers, and like all these other things that most people probably wouldn't buy, or they'll go on there to watch the review.
Right.
But something like this you won't find on those big reviews, and I'll put it on there and say, hey, this is what I use for my channel sometimes. So like I'll review some of those small things, and that's where it started really. And then that's all of 2017. I did product reviews, and in 2018 I jumped on to introduce vlogging more so because I wanted to I like the editing part of it,
right?
And also I like the videography of it, like kind of cinematic stuff, and kind of introduced me, like who's buying this stuff,
right?
That way, because everyone has their own kind of reviewer who they watch, and if they like, or they can relate to me, I'll buy that because he bought that. That's cool.
Right.
That's kind of what I do. Whenever I see Peter McKinnon buy some equipment, he bought that. I'm gonna definitely get that. So that's kind of the same angle. I want to show a little more of myself. If I'm already on online on videos, might as well introduce myself and who I am.
Right. So you started in 2017.
2017 is my first video in January. It went up literally from the beginning. I think it was the first week of January. I put a video up, and then 2018 I put one video up in January for vlogging. Right.
What was the first video you made?
It was for a gaming headset.
Okay. You play games?
Yeah.
Which ones?
Right now, currently, it is Overwatch. And then everyone's on that
Fortnite,
yeah. I dabble here and there, but
yeah,
I'm not huge on it. I suck. I'm terrible at it.
I've never played, but I always see it on memes or people getting videos, funny videos, people jumping onto rockets and sniping other people.
Yeah.
At first I thought it was serious, but I guess more on the more goofy side.
It is. It's an unfinished game basically.
Is it?
Yeah, it's still in the beta version.
Really?
It's still not. If you download it and try it, it says beta on there. So
interesting. Because there's always this rivalry I've seen online. It's PUBG versus Fortnite.
Oh yeah. So PUBG is more of a finished game. It's more reality versus the animated one. So.
Right. Because I speaking of which, I just watched your vlog of end of January 2017 or December 2017. Cole Hand reviews the shoes. That's very cool.
Nice.
All right, man. So, what is your YouTube channel about? I guess if someone asks you, hey, you have a YouTube channel, what is it about?
Mostly about reviews, and because I don't have a lot of followers yet and a lot of subs, I feel like I have an open format to do whatever I want. I mean, the logo, it is what it is, but the logo essentially is going to be representing me, and I'm representing the logo, so I figured just throw some other stuff in there and see where it goes. But essentially what it started as is a review page.
Right.
I kind of wanted to be unbox therapy.
What do you find therapeutic about unboxing? I can't explain it in words, but I watch people unbox stuff and it feels kind of cool. I don't know. What is it about you think it's so fascinating?
It's like Christmas every day.
That's true.
It's Christmas every day. It's like if you go to a store and you pick up this microphone and you look at it, you already know what it is. But when you buy it online, and that anticipation before it coming to you and getting to your doorstep or wherever you're shipped it to, and just waiting to see what it's like, that anticipation that you built up is like watching a movie. You built up anticipation to watch. Oh, can't wait, that movie's gonna come out the next month.
Right.
When it finally comes, you're super excited and you watch it, and that feeling is the same as unboxing.
That's a good point. So, what's your process in creating vlogs? I mean, is there conception, execution, editing? How do you come up with these ideas?
I think a lot of it is because I watch a lot of YouTube stuff. They kind of come from bits and pieces of everyone else, but when I have two different processes, it's one for my reviews and one for my vlogging. Vlogging, literally open format. Let me grab my camera. I'm gonna go to Collective Lifestyle to see what happens, and that's sometimes I'll have a little bit of what I want to put in there. Like when I went to the coffee shop next door in our soft opening, I knew I wanted to get a slow-mo of the coffee going into the cup. I wanted to get the entrance kind of thing. So those are in my mind already, but there's no plan completely out there.
Right.
At the end product, still even then I don't know how it goes. Like vlogs, there's one I went out to hang out with my friends to have dinner, and my whole idea of how I wanted to be out, or how I wanted to edit it and put it post it up, it was completely opposite of what it was. It became different, and I haven't posted that one yet. That's coming up soon.
Right.
It's started as just more of I'm going to dinner in downtown. How does that feel? To just go from work, try out a new place, and just hang out with your friends. But it actually turned out to be more of a storyline kind of thing.
Interesting.
I was telling a story about my friends, and that was weird because like when you get to the point of editing, you're putting together a story within a story, really, and it becomes something different once you have that all together and all those pieces all together. Right. And that's from the vlog, but reviews is like I know I want this, or I want some kind of microphone. How would I show this to make you like it the way I like it?
Mm-hmm.
And it's not, I try to keep it where it's because I like it and not just because I want to show a product. Mm-hmm. I want to be like, I like this a lot. Like, I like this because of this thing. So when I put a video up together, I'll jot one thing down at least. And I'll say like, this is interesting to me, and I'll like showcase that. And that's like part of that review process.
Okay. I guess how long does it take for editing? I mean, you said you like editing. Some people hate it. I mean, what do you like about editing?
You're putting together a story. You're putting together, you know, I think I'm terrible at writing. Mm-hmm. But when you're putting together something that's already kind of written for you,
right,
in a way, and you're telling it in your way, and then that's super interesting to me because it can become so many different things. And something as simple as just getting coffee can be something super interesting that you watch a full 10-minute long video of. And that's like, some of those can be like hours of footage of just me walking back and forth,
right,
like super boring, and you put it together. That part's like interesting to me. And it like, the fact that you can come out with several different outcomes when you're doing the editing, and I like that process.
Yeah, I like editing too. It's like pretty much what you said. It's just sometimes it just gets really annoying.
Yeah,
like the small details and trying to transitions and finding transitions and trying to sync the audio to with the video. Mm-hmm. It can be a little tough. Let's see. So review products. What are your favorite products to review?
Electronic stuff mostly. Yeah, that's like, I think. That's I've never actually had that in my mind. What's my favorite product? Everything's awesome to me. I mean, aesthetically, if I see something, as long as it's like, if I can put it, let's see, what's my favorite product?
Okay.
What type of product?
How about, what's your favorite electronic product?
Electronic product, I would say anything that has to do with cameras right now.
Cameras.
It's what fascinates me, and it's actually helping me do this and record. And so whenever someone talks to me about cameras, I don't know a lot about it, but I like the feedback and the back and forth of it, and it helps me learn more, and that's fascinates me a lot.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What are your favorite? I see you do shoes as well. What's your favorite shoe that you've reviewed as so far?
I'd say those Kobe's. Like, they're actually that's hitting 10,000 views. It's like pretty bizarre.
Yeah, I saw that. Where is it? This one, right? I saw 9.8K views.
It's getting closer to going up.
How did you end up getting that many views, you think?
I have no idea. I think the shoe community is a whole beast on its own. Mm-hmm. You know, there's just a lot of people who are committed to loving shoes, and they'll watch anything that has to do with it, and even small posts. But I try to go very like honest in this review and talk about, like, you know, I put a lot. It was one of my longer videos. If you see, it's 12 minutes.
Right.
Most of mine are like below 8 minutes or even less than that. Mm-hmm. But I kind of did a full one on that and how it works, how it feels on the court, indoors and outdoors. So I gave that whole points. And, you know, I think one perspective a lot of people don't really go with on shoes is size, like how big you are, how heavy you are, and what kind of type of playing you do. They'll talk about the shoe, and that's awesome, but you're like, what do you play? Are you a point guard? Are you a center? And that stuff to me is what makes me want to buy a shoe.
Okay, interesting. What, you play basketball? I take it.
I did, not as much anymore.
What did you play?
Position point.
Point guard. Yeah, man. I never got good at basketball to play. I mean, I played in middle school, high school. I got cut from the team twice. I figured it's not my thing. I got into skateboarding a little bit. Never got good either. I got into rapping. I was decent. Like, all right, cool.
I've seen some of your videos, man.
Oh,
you got some good stuff.
Thank you, man. All right, so let's see. Going back to the questions. Where are we at? Yeah. So let's talk about your equipment. So you're into cameras. What kind of camera do you use right now?
Right now, currently, I film mainly on the Sony A6300. I have a Rode Go. Doesn't require batteries. Yeah, it's that shotgun microphone above.
Right.
Targus tripod and a Zome tripod. That's a taller tripod I use. And I have a small rig cage with the handle on top.
Very cool, man. So you just carry most of this stuff around with you? Like, you have it in the back of your trunk, just like, you never know you're going to vlog, or you kind of anticipate what you're going to vlog about?
Usually I know when I'm going to take my camera out. I don't always like taking it out, kind of gives me anxiety if I leave it in my car.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah.
So I already know most of the time when I'm going out and I'm going to film, so I'll bring it with me. My backup is always my Note 8. This is like, the camera on this is pretty damn awesome, and I have a lot of memory on this, so that's my secondary if I don't have that with me.
You had a vlog about filming and editing vlogs on your Sony Note 8, correct?
The Galaxy Note 8, I did a full vlog on this just to show everybody that you don't need the equipment. You don't need all that stuff. Just about everybody has a cell phone. Even like if you have like an old 5-year-old, 6-year-old cell phone, they're still just as good, and they have all the cameras there. They have flash, they have memory. It's just as good as any other camera that you can buy for $1,000, and you already have it. And the best part about that is that you don't have to like do a lot of different things or look for all this research. It's there, and some of these apps will help you as far as good at editing and transitions. The apps have that built in there, and the point is just to go out there and film. And once you start doing that, and you know where you're going, then you can actually start putting more money into equipment. Because when I talk to people about like just vlogging or anything about like cameras and filming and YouTube, they focus so much more on equipment than they do actually just like what they want to do.
Right.
They don't even know what they want to do yet. Like my first question is, what are you filming for? And they're like, oh, I don't know yet. I kind of want to do this. I'm like, that's where you want to figure it out first.
Right.
Like, what are you filming? What are you doing? And then you can build the equipment around that.
That's a good point, because I myself, I'm like, all right, I gotta get like the sickest camera or something in my budget, but I don't even really know at the time what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
Because I always see Casey Neistat or these other vloggers. I type in, best camera for vlogging.
Right.
And I just kind of see, and then best camera for vlogging with a budget, and kind of go from there. But I like your take on that. It depends what you do. I guess if you're into like action sports, skating, I guess maybe a GoPro might be good.
It's pretty much anything. For example, your phone. You buy the best phone there is, the most expensive phone there is. Have you used everything on your phone, every function on the phone that they have available? I would say 90% of the time, everyone's gonna say no. I use it for Snapchat. I use it for Instagram. I go on Facebook, but they don't use like everything else. There's so much more on the phone that's unused, but they spend all the money on it because they want the latest and greatest. That's not the point of like what YouTube is like creating good stories and just good content. Like there's some people who have terrible editing, they have terrible like video quality, but people watch them because they're interesting.
Okay, that's a good point of looking at it. So you're more of a Samsung person than Apple, or it just kind of depends?
I think they're both good phones.
Yeah.
This just suits me better because it has expandable memory. I can switch out the card, and from cameras I can just like swap the card. Yeah. So like if I don't have anything here, if I don't have another camera, I have SD card. I just pop that out, stick it in my computer. Even directly from the phone, I can do that too. But I like the idea that I don't have to go through a lot of proprietary equipment.
Right.
To be able to use the phone. Like that's what mostly Apple is, and I'm not bashing Apple. Apple's great, but just that's not me.
Yeah, I love Macs and everything. It's just the downside is you can't upgrade the memory anymore. Before you could, but now you can't. So there's pros and cons to it, and then every once in a while you gotta do something like this.
Yeah.
Headphone jacks, kind of crazy. But all right. So what keeps you motivated on creating content? Like what makes you want to keep making more?
I would say the end product of every other video or every other thing I finish editing, right after I finish that, or actually during that too, it's like that gets me motivated to go do something the next day. And then watching other people do it, and I think a lot of it has to do with the questions I get.
Right.
When someone asks me, hey man, what kind of camera is that? And once they start talking, like I feel like super like, wow, I can tell you things, and I can give you advice, and that gets that person excited and they want to go do something. I had a few friends buy a camera recently, and I feel like I had a small part in that, and they're excited about it when they get it. I get excited, like, wow, they just got a new thing. They have that same feeling when I first got my camera, and like that motivates me to keep going and just posting and just inspiring me, I guess.
What are these type of questions that you get that makes you want to put out videos?
Like the process, and it's either a process or the equipment I have. They ask me what camera do you have, and how did you do this, and what part did you edit, what program do you use to edit, and then there's other questions like how do you go out there and just do that like all the time, like, in the camera with me, you just gotta do it.
Right. Is it weird for your friends that when you're vlogging, when you're out vlogging, or just kind of used to it? I mean, I guess they are, right? Because they're on Snapchat and Instagram. It's like,
yeah, that's what I told some other friends that asked me that same question. It's like, is it weird that you're bringing a camera with you now? It is weird because it's not a phone. It's substantially bigger. Right. You know, especially when my rig, I have a cage and a microphone on it. Sometimes I have a dead cat, and that's literally like, it looks like a dead cat on there.
Really?
It's a furry thing. I didn't bring it with me today, but
what's the point of a dead cat?
It's to reduce the sound of the wind. So when the wind, like that foam that I have on there, that reduces the sound of the wind when it hits the microphone. But if you have a dead cat, it drops it down a lot more. So.
Oh, so those fuzzy things I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
All those fuzzy things you see, it's to reduce the wind that comes through, because when the wind hits it picks that up, and then that fuzziness kind of just stops it.
Interesting name, dead cat.
Yeah.
I have a dead cat on my camera.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy, man. So we might have gone over this, but what advice do you have for people who want to start vlogging? You know, like, hey, I want to start vlogging. I may not have all the money yet, but right now, how do I start vlogging? Like, how do I pick up a camera and just walk around and,
do it with your phone. I'd say start with your phone. And if that's too weird because it's this, like, what you do every day, like you use, like something you use all the time, then get a cheap camera. Actually, even borrow a camera. There's a lot of people I know who have cameras that don't even use it. Like they'll have a point and shoot, which is actually pretty awesome. Their sensors are
for
pretty
vlogging.
Good. For vlogging, I actually did a video. This one right here. That's on a RX 100 Mark III. You can get the first version of that. You can find them somewhere like on Craigslist for $200, and those are still good. You just need to be able to get out there. If you don't get out there and do it, then there's no way to know that you don't want to do it.
Right. Yeah, man. I mean, I guess you just have to keep making videos. Do you think with vlogging it's quality over quantity, or it's more of like quantity, just kind of like get your stuff out there and just learn through mistakes by posting videos and getting feedback?
Quantity has a lot to do with it, but it's more quality than anything.
Really?
And it doesn't, and I don't mean quality by the equipment and even like the editing. Quality as in the story, because that's what people watch and that's what people like. Like, when they see you do something, even if it's like a stupid video, they relate to that. It's that's why some of those prank videos and those things are funny, because like when they watch it, oh shit, I did that to my friend. Oh, I can do that to my friend. Even this small little thing that everyone does, that's funny to them. When you put that and add that in your story, that relates to people and they like that. And that's more than any like equipment there is. And quantity helps by just kind of like an advertisement. If I go to your page, you only have one video, the likelihood of you watching it is very slim. But if you see, this guy has a lot of videos, let me click on one of them. So that's the whole quantity. But the way that most YouTubers talk about it is consistency.
Yeah.
So if you put you can have a ton of videos, but if there's no quality in those videos, it doesn't really matter. They'll stop after the first video. So like if you're consistent with like how you're vlogging every day, and it shows. Like if you go to like one of the videos and you're just kind of like half-assing it, you're like, man, this guy's kind of just throwing it out now, and that happens to especially daily vloggers. That's hard.
That's
a
hard.
Hard grind.
Have you tried that?
No, I don't even want it. I'm not gonna attempt it. I don't think I'm ever gonna do that. Like you just have to. You're just the idea of it, of filming, and then at the end of the day, editing. And then you have to do it all over again the next day and the day after that.
Casey Neistat was one of the first to do that, right? Or he was like
he was the first to do it in his way.
Mm-hmm.
There was actually people before him, way before him, that was doing it every day, and it was I wouldn't say boring, but it was hard to watch everything at once because you don't have those transitions that he has. He doesn't do they don't do the editing that way he puts it, where you know, this is the time frame of what I want you to watch. Theirs was like, here I am, I'm at the movie theater.
That's what, yeah.
Here to this and this, and then no one really wants to know. You kind of, that's why Casey's Neistat was like great, because he doesn't say, here I'm at the movie theater. He gives you a time lapse of where he's at. Like, it's a short 5-second clip of where he's at, and that introduces the place. That's what made people like, oh wow, it's cool. I want to see more of this, because you're not just like, hey, here I am, I bought coffee, I'm doing this now.
That's what I think of when I'm day vlogging. Like, that's what I would do. Oh, here I am, coffee, like a Snapchat story essentially, an Instagram story.
Yeah.
I guess you got to make it more cinematic.
Right. Yeah. Because YouTube and Snapchat are two different beasts. Because Snapchat is like 10 seconds per video, so you're breaking it off, and you're feeding them in increments of their attention span. So it could be like 10 videos of one place, and they're like, oh, cool, and I kind of want to see the next one, because every time it stops and goes into the thing, their attention span is redrawn back into it. But YouTube is one continuous video, so if you're not doing the cuts and the transitions, then your attention span's off. And if you notice, like how Casey Neistat, even Peter McKinnon, some other guys, when they talk, they don't go very long until they move the camera angle, or the camera zooms in, or they move over, because if it's one stationary thing, your attention span kind of drifts off. Like, you'll look over the corner, oh, what's that over there? But then if it's constantly moving, constantly transitioning, you're listening to his story, but also like trying to focus back onto him. So that's what brings and draws your attention.
Right. Yeah, I was gonna say that too. I mean, nowadays I think attention spans are getting shorter and shorter.
Way shorter.
I mean, Vine was a big example, 6 seconds.
Yeah.
You know, do you find it tough to do like longer videos, or how to make sure that the audience is engaged in your video still?
Oh yeah, all the time. I think it's actually harder to make a shorter video.
Really?
Because I film everything as much as I can. Excuse me. And that's a good idea to do. Is like just have more film than less is easier to do. Like, what's like that carpenter thing, measure twice, cut once, and instead of the other way around. So you just have more footage to be able to edit through. So if you you have less, it's really tough to like put something together.
Right.
And then when you have less, it's always going to be something short, and you're not going to want to be able to do it. And more often than not, my videos, if I put them together, like at the beginning of it, it'll be like a 15-minute long video.
Yeah.
And I'm like, shit, this is way too long. So I cut off like a lot of things, and then it ends up to be like 6 minutes. Actually, when I was here last week with CJ, we did an unboxing, and then I did a kind of an opening thing for my channel. And when I put the footage in on a timeline, like everything raw, that was about like 45 minutes, I think, or maybe an hour, and it ended up being 4 minutes.
Wow.
Total. I cut it all up.
Damn. Is there like a sweet spot, like a certain amount of time you think is good? Like if it goes over this time, people might lose interest? Or it kind of depends on the video.
Depends on the video, depends on the person, because you don't know your sweet spot until you actually start seeing the results of it, the stats. I mean, you saw like that Kobe shoes, and that's 12 minutes long, and that has the most views. And I have other videos that are like 6 minutes long, like the headset I have, and that has like 8,000 views or something. Right. So it's really ranging. It doesn't really, I don't know where the sweet spot is until like I have something. There's some guy, Justin Escanola, I think. He does daily docs. He's some guy that goes to USC. He consistently puts out 10-minute videos. I think he does it for a reason. And that's tough. Like, they always have exactly 10 minutes. Yeah.
What are docs? Like 10-minute docs?
He calls it daily docs. So it's instead of calling it vlogging, he
Okay.
changed the name to call it daily docs. So he categorized it or named it his own thing. That way it's like different from everyone else.
Crazy, man. Let's see. What are some obstacles that you come across while you're vlogging, or during editing, or the whole vlogging process?
Being interesting. I don't think I'm that interesting, honestly. That's why I was kind of a little shocked when you asked me if you want to interview me. I was like, so like I don't think I'm that interesting. I'm trying to be interesting, but yeah, when I put a video together, I don't know what is pleasing to the eye. So I try, and that's kind of like what makes me like watch more and try to learn more, because I want to be able to develop my own style, and I don't know what that style is. So you'll see a different transition of my videos, from being kind of plain to sometimes like excited, and sometimes like more stretched out, where it's like I'm trying to put this into video, or I don't know where I'm going. So like it's I don't know, it's pretty tough.
Yeah, that was my issue. I did vlogging with my camera phone for maybe like 3 videos. I'm like, wait, this is so tough. You have to. It's so hard to look interesting and do interesting stuff, because not every day you go out and do interesting, fun stuff. I guess you try to find interesting things in mundane activities,
right?
Everyday stuff, and that can be tough. You know, like I don't know how you do it. You have a lot of videos.
It's to me like the question that someone you haven't seen in a while, when you run into someone and they're like, hey, how you been? And like, how do you answer that question? You know, like, how you been when? Now? Within the last 10 years? You know, that's always like that question that, you know, that's the same thing with being interesting. Like, if I feel like when I put a video out, it's who is this guy, or what is this about, and how am I making this interesting? I don't know how to do that. Like, that's always tough when it comes to the editing part.
I think, you know, over time we figure that out. Do you have any funny or crazy vlogging stories you can share? Interesting stories.
I don't know about like crazy. I haven't done it enough, and like for the first year I was just in my room, and I think if anything would be crazy is like, because I didn't have the equipment and I started off with like just that camera I traded with, I didn't know about lighting, I didn't know about microphones and like any of that. So I tried actually recording with my phone, because I thought the audio was better there, and then trying to sync it up to the camera's video, and then I made some makeshift lights. So I got some sheets. I put those shop lights you get at Home Depot for real cheap.
Oh, nice.
And I tried to like, you see my whole room was like messed up, because like there's like things everywhere hanging, and there's lights, just to get that lighting, that studio lighting, until I finally was able to just buy studio lighting.
Nice.
That's, you know, I think that's like
that's a good start. I mean, like it kind of shows your growth. You know, from where you started. You started off with just a camera, and then using your camera phone and some lighting, buying lighting, and now you can afford this thing. So I guess it just shows your growth. You know, if anything, like that's where you started from. This where you're here now. It's only been like a couple of years. Where do you see yourself in like a few years of vlogging? I mean, like what, you know, a few years do you think you'll still be doing product reviews? Do you think you'll be like focused more on story-based vlogs, or both?
I don't know, because I'm kind of in the middle of both, that product reviews and the whole vlogging. But the more I do vlogs, like right now I'm trying to post twice a week, and the more I do it, the more fun it is. And I think, you know, if I look at myself in the future, depending on how this whole vlog thing goes or YouTube goes, I'll probably end up, you know, I see myself actually working with more of the bigger YouTubers.
Nice.
And like that's like, I mean, that's where it goes, and that whole community, and that's what I like about YouTube too, is like they're kind of a community, they all create together. Right. And like I've been watching some of these guys for a while, and now they're doing videos together, and like, you know, they meet up and like, hey, and become friends, and that's super awesome. Yeah, like people who you have like in common to these things.
Right. Yeah, man, that's pretty cool, dude. The story thing, I'm looking forward to that, because I don't know, something about like stories and vlogs is just captivating. Like, I kind of want to see what's going on. I guess also too, you got to do like a, not clickbaity, but like a very catchy title.
Yeah.
Sort of. I mean, a lot of times the thumbnail and your caption can sometimes drive traffic into the video or not.
Yeah.
But I guess you don't want to do something so clickbaity that it's like, oh my, you know, it's obvious.
Yeah, I don't want anyone to come to my page and feel bad about clicking it.
Yeah. Or like, why did I click this? Oh, I just like it.
Yeah.
All right, man. Where can we find you on social media?
Pretty much everywhere. It's just AddToCartEd, and it's like AddToCartE and then AddToCartEd. On YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, it's all just AddToCartEd.
A question too, do you have a way of like getting people to add your channel without being so like needy? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, add this, please add this.
I don't have a way, and I think it shows because like I don't have a lot of subs or followers, but I kind of want it to be organic enough where, you know, I'm not forcing people.
Yeah.
So I put all the links available there. I do all the promo stuff. You see my stories will have like a video. And I try to make it interesting enough where you want to click it.
Right.
I don't want to force anybody. I'm not gonna say go to my page and click that, do this. I even, if you see like it's where I sign off, I'll say, you know, if you like my video, subscribe, like, or dislike. You can even dislike. I don't care if you do that. That's actually feedback.
I saw that. Yeah, I like the way that point you said that even dislikes means it's feedback. Someone's watching at least.
Yeah.
You can learn from it. Maybe if the comments, you can ask them. But yeah, man, it's pretty cool because I noticed with a lot of YouTube channels, the first thing they do, hey, everyone, see the like button? Go hit it. Click it.
Yeah.
That's cool. Everyone has their own.
It's cool, yeah. And I mean, I appreciate that. I thought about doing that too, but you know, I really wanted to grow to what to be its own thing. You know, eventually like just grow into like, if it goes more vlogging, it goes more product reviews, that's gonna be all organic. And I like that idea of that. And I recently, I don't know if you saw this, but there's a guy who commented on one of my watch videos. That one right there.
Which one?
This one right here.
This one?
This right there.
This one?
Yeah. He put he's like, this guy loves watches. I actually really like this comment because he likes watches, and he put movement designed for peasants who don't know horology.
What's horology?
It's like the study of like time and like all time consisting stuff. So he likes time and like those expensive watches and those big watches enough where he had to go in a comment. Like, I don't know how he found his page, but he went on there and he put, you know, this is for peasants and buy that. That's passion. I like that.
Yeah.
You know, he's fighting for his own like beliefs and what he likes. That's nice.
That's interesting. I like how you spin like feedback, even though it's negative, into sort of constructive criticism.
Yeah.
Cool, man. Well, thank you so much, man.
Thank you for having me.
All right, Voncast show. Thank you again, CJ, for letting us film in Collective Lifestyle. I know he's at. All right, cool.